Good morning and thank you for the opportunity to present my lesson design for a Year 10 Geography class in an NSW Government School. This lesson is a part of a unit exploring spatial inequality and human well-being. The school operates within a positive behavior for learning framework using the expectations be kind, be brave, and be your best. The class includes 26 culturally and linguistically diverse students with several students requiring Tier 2 and Tier 3 sport within a multi-tier system of sport framework. My lesson design integrates classroom management theory, inclusive education principles, and behavioral sport strategies to create a safe, predictable, and engaging learning environment. Throughout this presentation, I will explain how policy theory and professional judgment from inform my instructional decisions, adjustments, and behavior sport approaches. This class includes students with a range of behavioral, emotional, and learning needs requiring differentiated support. Amara is a Tier 3 student with cerebral palsy who uses a wheelchair and has an individual education plan. She requires environmental adjustments, accessible materials, and additional time to complete tasks. Under the NCCD framework, I would classify Amara with the substantial adjustment category because she consists modifications are required for participation. Zara is also a Type 3 student with generalized anxiety disorder and selective mutism. She experiences distress during unexpected transitions and whole class speaking tasks. Zara would also require substantial adjustment under the NCCD framework due to the ongoing communication and emotional regulation support linked to her individual educational plan. Ethan is a Tier 2 student involved in a cyber incident and benefits from structured routine and restorative sport practices. Rayan is a Tier 2 student who displays low-level distributive behavior. The facilitators who publicly corrected both students requires together behavior sport strategies and positive teaching responsibilities. My planning is guided by the Disability Students for Education 2005, the NSW Student Behavior Policy, the NSW Inclusive Education Policy, and the Australian Professional Students for Teachers. The lesson focused on spatial inequality and human well-being using math and collaborative decision tasks. Students being with a predictable entry routine where learning intentions and success criteria are displayed on the board. This supports consistency and reduces transition anxiety for students such as Zara. The lesson is broken into short instructional segments to reduce cognitive overload and maintain the engagement. According to cognitive load theory, students learn more effectively when information is presented to the manageable chunks rather than through excessive information at once. Visual aids, maps, and scaffolded questions support multiple learning styles and improve understanding. I would also use countdown timers and transitions wherein to maximize learning time and maintain focus. Honest classroom management theory highlights the importance of the smooth transitions and maintain lesson momentum to prevent off-task behavior. And students participate in guide map analysis followed by peer decisions exploring factors affecting well-being. The lesson conducts with an exit tickets reflection used to assess understanding and guide future teaching decisions. Evidence of learning would include written response, participation during discussion, and exit tickets reflection. My lesson applies the MTTS framework across all the tiers of sport. At tier, all students benefit from consistent routine, visual instruction, structure transitions, and explicit behavior expectations. These universal sports promote engagement and reduce confusion. For example, targeted Tier 2 sports include structured group roles and restorative approaches that allow him to participate positively without feeling publicly signed out. Ryan received targeted support through movement breaks, teacher proximity, and provide direction strategies designed to reduce the isolation. At Tier 3, individualized adjustments are embedded throughout the lesson. Amara lesson environment includes wheelchair accessible seating, digital worksheet, and modification assessment expecting where required. These adjustments align with the Disability Standard for Education 2005 and Sport Equality Participation. Zara is provided with written participation options rather than compulsory verbal responses. Visual schedules and advanced warnings of transitions reduce anxiety and increase predictability. I would monitor students' engagement throughout observation, formative assessment, and participation data to evaluate the effectiveness of sport and guide future planning. The lesson promotes positive behavior through respectful communication, relationship building, and proactive reinforcement strategies. I would maintain a calm tone, provide specific praise, and model respectful interactions that increases engagement, motivation, and behavior regulation. Maslow's hierarchy of needs suggests students must feel emotionally safe and supported before effective learning can occur. A whole person approach to classroom management also recognizes the importance of supporting emotional well-being and academic development. Communication with parents and careers is essential in supporting student access. For Amara, I would maintain a regular email communication regarding accessible adjustments and learning process. For Zara, communication with parents would emphasize that selective mutism is not disengagement and the written participation remains valid classroom participation because often parents are separated and all behavior and well-being communication would be shared respectfully with both households. Orion communication will occur through the homeschool communication book due to his mother shift work schedule. This strategy strengthens partnership behavior schools and home while supporting consistency for the students. My lesson incorporates proactive behavioral management strategies designed to prevent disruption and for self-regulation. These include pre-correction before transitions, private redirection for off-task behavior movement, and breaks for the run, and calm de-escalation strategies where necessary. Public confrontation is avoided because it may facilitate frustration. The lesson is aligned with the school positive behavior for learning framework throughout the consistent use of the expectations. Be kind, be brave, and be your best. These expectations are embedded into the classroom decisions, peer instruction, interactions, and collaborative learning activities. One possible challenge during the lesson is Ryan because frustrated during the partner actively and accelerating behavior if he feels embarrassed or publicly corrected. If my initial redirection strategy did not work, I would respond by calmly speaking with Ryan privately rather than continuing correct in front of peers. I would offer a brief moment break and, if necessary, provide an alternative independent tasks to reduce the emotional accelerate. Adaptive response are important because behavior management strategies effectively classroom management requires reflective practices and professional judgment, calm communication, and focus on the needs. In conclusion, we can say that this lesson demonstrates how classroom management, inclusive practice, policy, and educational theory work together to create a safe, engaging, and supportive learning environment. Throughout the use of proactive strategies, differentiated instruction, positive relationship, and multi-tier system of support, the lesson responds effectively to the diverse needs of all the students, including Amara, Zara, Ethan, and Ryan. The lesson is guided by the professional responsibilities outlined in Commonwealth by NSW policy framework and reflects whole school positive behavior of learning expectations. Ultimately, effective lesson management is not simply about the controlling behavior, it involves building relationships, supporting well-being, promoting inclusion, and creating conditions where every student feels safe, respected, and capable of participating successfully in learning. Thank you for listening.